So yeah, it started up fine. Everything looked great. I was very excited. The temperature gauge held at center for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then at about the 7-minute mark, it went over, and I left it till like 8 minutes, and it was getting hot. And then about 9 minutes and 40 seconds, it was like getting to the point where I don't want to run it anymore, and so I shut it off.
If you're a good mechanic, that means you're good at troubleshooting. I think that's kind of the definition of it. So if you're looking at buying a project car that needs work, you have to realize that a lot of it will go wrong, and you might not find the issue for quite some time. I can only speak from my experience, but as the 7 viewers on my channel know, I've had my car for about 2 months now, and we still haven't figured out what the overheating issue is. And we've gone through the entire cooling system at this point. We started with the radiator fan in episode 1, and now we did the thermostat, and then I rechecked the thermostat, and then I thought maybe it was the water pump, so I did the water pump, and then it wasn't the water pump, so I thought maybe it was the radiator, so we bought a new radiator. I installed that. Turned out it wasn't the radiator, and so things like that will happen, and it's at that point that you have to be very committed to the process and be willing to say, okay, nothing that we've tried worked, and we've rebuilt the car. So what do we do now? And I think that's the reality with working on old cars, and especially your first car, when it's a project car. So if I could say one thing to people watching this, if you're thinking about buying your first car and you want it to be a project car for you to fix up, however long you think it's going to take you to get your car up and running, times that by 3, and you'll probably be getting close to what the reality will be. Now, I don't want anyone to shy away from it. I think it's an incredible learning experience. I think it's a lot of fun. But you have to remember that it can be discouraging, and right now we're in a pretty rough spot. It's been 2 months sitting in the garage, redid the suspension and the entire cooling system, and the car still isn't running. And that's hard. But you definitely need to understand that you have to be committed to the process of working on a car, and that if you're only concerned about the end goal, you might not make it to the end goal because you'll get so fed up along the way. So the car's still in the garage, and I'm going to ask my local mechanic what he thinks I should do, and tune in next episode to find out what we end up doing. But the cooling system on the car is now rebuilt, so you know what? So thanks for watching, and just try to enjoy the ride.
Don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away for it sinks in.